Well, one of the things about these kind of feathers, they're usually just used in the very last dance, and so they don't come out very often, but they're heavier than, say, just a feather with like an osprey feather or eagle feather or whatever you're using for your other feathers. What we have here are some what we call head rolls, or I think Gene Grindine calls them donut holes, and these are more substantial than just a thin band, and these will hold up to the weight of the feathers and the action that the feathers has. The other thing is this band is another one that's, it's nice thing about it is it'll fit anybody because it's not a particular size, and so it's very substantial. You can see how wide it is. It's made out of leather, and part of the reason it's substantial is because there's a piece in between the leather here that that holds it in shape. So this also is sturdy enough to hold up these feathers. And I wanted to show how I was told to make them anyway by my wife's grandfather when I asked him how he made these. He said that the filling, or the inside of it, is a type of grass that grows down along the river. And it's long grass, and you pick it in the late summer when it's at its longest. And then you can bring it in and wrap it in a kind of a circle like this. And what you're basically doing is allowing it to dry, and so you're training this grass to stay in a circle. This is not ready to finish, but we would take it apart and then make the size that we wanted, but we wouldn't have to worry about breaking brittle dried grass, and we also don't have to worry about making it and then having it dry out. If you made one of these with green grass, then when the grass dries out, it'll shrink, and so you lose your sizing. The trick that, again, this is my wife's family, but the trick that he told me was once you get this shape the way you want, and again, this is not really ready, but once you have it round and the size and the, how thick you want it, then you get an old pair of Levi's and strip it out into strips. And then you can wrap the grass with the Levi's. And you'd wrap it fairly loose. You don't want it too tight because it'll make the head roll too hard, and it won't be comfortable to the people wearing it. So you'd wrap it with the Levi's all the way around, and that keeps the grass in place while you're sewing on the leather. At least that's the way he did it. It's the way I've done it. It's worked out pretty well. So then you would take the leather and sew it on that. And again, you don't want to sew it on too tight because it'll make the thing hard and it doesn't feel good, but tight enough to maintain the shape. So that's how I've been making them. Here's some finished ones. And basically, once it's done, once it's the blank is made, you can just glue on feathers or fur or whatever you've got, and to come up with that kind of an effect. This is one that's been wrapped, and I wrap these for storage and transportation. Again, I wrap them in Levi's just to protect them on the one hand, and if you're going to store them, you want to wrap them, because the wrap will actually train the feathers over a period of time to lay down and keep their shape. If you don't, they might have a tendency to start sticking up. And so that's how I do it, is wrap with the feather. And then you're ready for storage or to transport it.